All right, Math 8, this is our homework help video for the first week of the first quarter. And I'm going to do a few problems. I want you to do a few problems each night. I'm going to go over all the problems. But before I go over the problems, I need for you to try the problems on your own first. Okay, that is the thing that I need for you to do because it does you a disservice to watch the video and get help if you didn't try it on your own first. Okay. All right, so here I go. I'm going to go through a lot of the problems on the first night and I'll finish it up tomorrow. Okay. All right, so this is the first question in the homework. It says figure RST has been rotated. Remember, there are four different transformations. There is translation, which is the slide. There is rotation, which is the turn. Reflection, which means to flip over either the X or the Y axis. And there's dilation to get bigger or smaller. Okay, those are the four transformations. All right, so here we're doing the rotation, which is the turn. 90 degrees clockwise. So a 90 degrees is one turn. Okay, so we're turning one time to the right is clockwise. Remember that? You got 90 is one turn, 180 is two turns, 270 is three turns, and 360 is going to look like it didn't move. That's going to be four turns. Okay, so we're going to do one turn to the right, is what it's saying, to form this angle, or sorry, not this angle, to form this figure right here. Okay, if you look at it closely, R matches up or corresponds with O, S corresponds with P, and T corresponds with Q. By the way, it's written RST, OPQ. They correspond in that order. That means this angle is the same measurement as this angle. This angle is the same measurement as this angle. And this angle is the same measurement as this angle. Okay? So let's look at the answer choice. It says which statement is true. It's saying the measurement of angle R is congruent to the measurement of angle Q. This is R and this is Q here. No, R and O corresponds. Remember, it turned. Okay, so R and O correspond with each other. They are congruent. Just like if you turn it, T and Q correspond. Remember the order that it, well, no. Uh, let's see, clockwise. Yeah, so it's turning this way. So T and Q correspond. Let's see, T and Q. Yeah, T and Q correspond. And then let me put two tick marks here. And P and S correspond with each other. So I'm going to put three tick marks here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Okay. So the best answer for this situation, we got angle M. Let's see, the measurement of angle S is congruent to the measurement of angle P. So it's saying S and P, these two correspond with each other. This is a true statement right here. Okay, let's look at the other ones. This is the best answer so far. Line RS, this is RS on this side, corresponds or is congruent to PQ. Where's PQ? PQ is right here. No. This side corresponds with this side that's laying flat here. So this is not a true statement. Then ST is congruent to, ST is right here at the bottom, should be correspond with this right here, which is QP, not OP. So the answer here is going to be B. So please circle the answer B for number 1. Number 2, let's look at this one. Trapezoid ABCD has been translated. Remember, translate means to slide down to the right to form the trapezoid. So it's just translating to the right. It's translating down and to the right. So it's going this way and to the right. So that means A and R correspond. B and S correspond. D and U correspond, and C and T correspond, which means that AD corresponds with this angle. They're the same measurement. This side length corresponds with this side length. This side length corresponds with this side length, and the bottom corresponds with the bottom. So let's see. It says Given that line AB, this is the symbol for a line segment, AB is parallel. When you got two lines like this is saying that it's parallel to DC. Okay, so they correspond. So this is AB and this is DC. They, well, I'll say correspond. They are parallel to each other. That means they're on the same flat surface, but they never cross each other. And so is R and S with U to T. All right, so here we go. Let's figure out which one of these is going to be a true statement. It says AB is congruent to DC. These two lengths are not congruent. They're parallel, but they're not the same measurement. So no, A is not a good answer. ST. This is ST on this side is congruent to UT. No, they are not the same measurement. This is not a good answer. Then we have AB. This is AB here. And RS. This is RS here. This is the best answer so far. C is a good answer. Let's look at D. RS, well, it's saying they're parallel. Read it, Val. Parallel. So these two, they are parallel to each other. That is true, but they're also congruent. Okay. And then RS, where's RS? RS is here, and UT. This is a better answer because these are on two different shapes. Okay. Two different, two different flat surfaces possibly. So, but they did say it was better. This is the better answer. These two angles are parallel because these two angles are parallel and they correspond with each other. So this D is going to be the better answer for number 2. Okay. Number 3. It says figure ABC has been reflected. Remember, reflected means to flip. It's going to flip. It's going to flip across the Y. So this is your Y axis right here. Remember, this is your X axis, but this is the Y. This is where we're flipping it. So we're going to flip it this way. And if we were to flip A over here, it would land where W is. If we flip B over here, it would land where X is. Flip D, D is going to land where Z is. If you flip C over the line, it's going to land where Y is. So these two angles are congruent. Okay. These, put 2 tick marks. These two angles are congruent there. A is congruent, 1, 2, 3. It's congruent with W, 1, 2, 3. And B is congruent to X, 1, 2, 3, 4 tick marks, 1, 2, 3, 4 tick marks. Okay. So that's how it matches up. So now again, which of the following statement is true? So looking for the one is true. Okay. So we got the measurement of angle A. This measurement here is congruent to the measurement of angle Y. No, we don't have any evidence that these angles are the same measurement. They do not match up like A and W do. So A is not a good answer. The measurement of angle D, this is the measurement of angle D, is congruent to the measurement of angle X. No, D and X do not correspond with each other. There's no evidence that D and X are congruent. So now we're looking at line segments. The line segment AB is congruent. This is AB, is congruent to WX. This is WX. And yes, look, there is evidence that says that these two angles are the same measurement because they correspond. All that this figure is doing here is just flipping. It's not changing its shape or its size. It's just flipping. So you can infer that these two line segments are exactly the same. This is a mirror image of this. These two segments are congruent. And the last AB is congruent to YZ. This is AB here and this is YZ here. No, there is no evidence stating that these two have the same measurement because they don't even correspond with each other. Z corresponds with DC, okay? So your best answer here is going to be C. C is the answer for number 3. Okay? Number 4. If figure LMNO is congruent to PQRS, as shown below, which transformation is most likely applied to the original LMPQ? So what's the transformation? Remember, there are four transformations. Again, the four transformations are translation, which means it slid, reflection, which means it flipped, rotation means it turned, and dilation means it got bigger or smaller. We can already eliminate a few. We can eliminate dilation because they look exactly the same size. Okay? So it didn't get bigger or smaller. Eliminate that answer choice. Okay? This is a rectangle and this is a rectangle. It doesn't look like it turned either. Okay? There looks like there's no turn there from here to here. So you can eliminate that as well. So it's either going to be a reflection, which means it flipped, or a rotation. So let's try it. All right. So let's try reflection first. Since it's in this quadrant, it would have to go from here to over here. It would have to flip. So let's count to see if it flipped. And remember, as shown, L should match up with P because P and L are first. M should match up with Q. N should match up with R. And S should match up with O in this order, okay? So when we look at it, L is first and then P. L is first and then P. So more than likely, it did not turn because you see how they're in the same location, okay? So that's another reason why you know there it's not a rotation. Okay. All right. So let's see if it flipped. All right. So let's look at M. M in turns is going to see. M is going to match up with should match up with Q. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No. You see how this is not? No. M and P should not match up. So it didn't do that. But M should match up with Q. And what happened? How did we get from M to Q? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We slid over 12. We did a translation, C. Because technically, M is supposed to match up with Q. And if you flip this, it was going to land on P and not Q. So this answer is called a translation. C, it slid. Okay. So number 4 is C, translation. Number 5, it says two figures A, B, C, and X, Y, Z are congruent. They have the same measure. Okay. If the measurement of angle A is 50 and the line segment X Z is 3 inches, which 3 centimeters, which statement below must match? Okay, so we're gonna draw this out. Okay, so I have triangle A, B, C, and triangle matches up. They're congruent, so they're the same shape and size. X matches up with A, Y matches up with B, and Z matches up with C in that order. Okay, in that order. All right, so it's telling you that A is 50. So up here, this is 50 degrees. And then it's telling you that AC, this is AC on this side. AC on this side is, wait a minute. No, it's not saying AC. Read it, Reyes. It's X, XY. So this is XY. XY is 3 centimeters. So literally, what do we know? We know that A matches with X, so this is also going to be 50. And we know that this line segment matches up with CB, so this is going to be 3 centimeters as well. That's what we know for sure, for sure. All right, so let's look at it. The measurement of angle X is equal to 50. That's true. And AC is right here, is 3. No, that's not true. Okay, it's BC, okay, or CB, either one. All right, so let's keep it moving. The measurement of angle B is 50. This is B here. There is no indication that this angle is 50. Okay, none whatsoever. All right, it doesn't match up with A's in the same triangle, and it didn't say from the beginning what the measurement of that angle is, and you cannot assume. So B is not a good answer. The measurement of X is 90. Said nothing about 90 degrees anywhere in this. It didn't say it was a right triangle. There's no proof that that angle is 90 degrees. Okay. The measurement of angle B, okay, the measurement of angle B is 90, and AC, what is AC? And AC, this is AC again, is 6. No. Okay. No, no, and no. Let's see. All right. If A, let me make sure I got all the facts. A is this, and XZ. Oh, XZ is 3. Lord help me. Miss Reyes was reading that wrong, y'all. So this is 3. It's good to go back and read it. All right. So let's do that again. So we know that A is 50. So we're looking for where X is 50 and AC is 3. And we got that. Where X is 50. So where X is 50, that's right. And AC, so A is our answer for number 5. A is going to be the answer here. Okay. So you see where Miss Reyes read it wrong here. Okay. Instead of it's on this side instead of it being on the bottom. So that's why A is our answer. Okay. All righty. Let's look at the next one. Okay. It says, given the figure below, E, F, G, H. That means E matches up with, wait a minute, let me make sure, are congruent by rotation. Okay, good. So E matches with I, F matches with J, G matches with K, and L matches with H, or H matches with L. Are congruent, that's how I know it matches up, are congruent by rotation 180 degrees. Basically, that means it's flipping. Okay, that's basically what when it's rotation, that means the picture is basically upside down. All right. So, what is the length of JK? So remember, this is JK right here in the middle. These two in the middle. So JK matches up with FG. So let's look at um, FG. FG is right here. And since FG is 3, then where's JK? JK is also 3 because they match up. So JK is also 3. So the answer to that is going to be B. Number 6 is B. Okay. The line segment RS, this is RS in the diagram, is shown below with coordinates. Let's see. Sorry. With coordinates -8, comma, -3. So -8. So we go over -8 and down 3. That's R. And S is +3 over to the right 3 and down 3. Okay, so that's how we got that. All right. Okay. So now it's saying which coordinates below would represent R if it was reflected across the X. So this is R and you're flipping it over this X axis here. So if you're going to flip it, look how far it's under the line. It's under the line 1, 2, 3. So it should be, when you flip it over this X axis, it's going to be above the line 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be right here. You're still going to go over -8. So -8 is still going to be your X, but this time it's going to be positive. It's going to be +3. So your answer here is going to be A. Okay, because when it flips, it's going to go right up here. Okay, so you're going -8 and up 3. Okay, so -8 and 3. That's your answer for number 7, A. Okay. A parallelogram A, B, C, D is translated. That's to slide to the left 2 units and down 5 units. Okay. What is the resulting coordinate for B? Okay, so watch. Let's do this. So we're going to take B and we're going to go to the left 2 times. So 1, 2 to the left. And then we're going to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right here. So the ordered pair for this new location for B prime is going to be, we're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's positive 6. That automatic, you see where positive 6 is for X? Is C right here. Okay. And then, and this one here, so these two are 6. And go up 1, 2. So your answer here is D, 6, 2. Okay. That's your answer. Your answer here is D. That's going to be the new, that's going to be, remember, before the move is called the pre-image. After the move, after your one move, one tick mark, it's going to be called the image. Okay. All right. Number 9. If figure EFGH is rotated 270 degrees counterclockwise about the origin, what would the result of point F? What is the result of point F? Okay. So this is F right here, and we are rotating it counterclockwise. Remember, counterclockwise is going to be to the left, and we're going to rotate it to the left 270. So that's to the left 3 times. So look, if you don't have, like, graph this figure on graph paper, okay? So you're able to get this right when you're taking your test online, especially. But you got the paper, so let's turn it. This is 1 time this way. Okay, that's 1. 2, of course, is upside down. And 3 is in the first quadrant. Okay, so ignore the numbers on the X and the Y and count where your F is. F is right here. So we go over to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. So that's positive 5 is your X, and up 1, 2, and 3. So positive 5 and positive 3 is going to be C. C is going to be your answer here, okay? All right, so let's look at the next one. We got the next one. Number 10. If a trapezoid, hold on 1 minute, y'all. 22. Okay. If a trapezoid, QRST is dilated about the origin by a scale factor K. Remember, scale factor, the letter that represents scale factor is K. What is the resulting coordinate of point T? Okay, so this is point T. So we're going to dilate it, which means we're going to multiply both the X and the Y coordinate for T by 2. Okay, well, let's write down what T is first. The coordinate for T is, start at the origin, -1, 2, 3, and down 1, 2. So -3, -2. And since your scale factor is equal to 2, you're going to multiply 2 times both numbers in both your X and your Y to figure out what T prime is. So we got -3 times 2 is going to be a -6. And 2, again, -2 times 2 is going to be a -4. So your answer here is going to be C. Your answer for number 10 is going to be C. Okay. All right. Number 11. Which transformation most likely maps the figure A, B, C, D onto A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime? Okay. All right, so again, we're looking for the transformation that matches. Let's look at A. How did A get here? Okay, it says reflect across the Y. Look, if I flip it over here, if this is where I flip my picture, it should still be in this shape, but it's not. It's turned sideways. So no, it's not a flipping. It's not a reflection. If I rotate it, which is to turn it clockwise about the origin, that's to the right. So let's look at A again. A is at positive 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 7. So 2 and negative 7. So if I rotate, that's where A prime is. So if I turn it one place, 90 degrees is one time, clockwise is to the right. So if I turn it one time to the right, that's turning it this way. I'm right-handed. Then A would be up here somewhere, not down here. So it definitely didn't rotate 90 degrees to the right. 90 degrees counterclockwise. Counterclockwise is to the left. So I'm going to turn it one time to the left. That's this way. Okay, so let's see. It's at, you move over 2. That's positive 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Negative 7 right here. So that is true. It's at positive 2 and down 7. So my answer is going to be B there. It's going to be counterclockwise. Now rotation 90, wait a minute. Rotation. Oh yeah, C, sorry. Counterclockwise to the left is how I'm moving it. Now rotated 180, that's the picture being upside down. 1, 2, well, it's over here. Okay. No, it's like it went from being down here to up here. No, it's not a 180 degrees. So the best answer here is going to be C. The best answer here is going to be C. All right. Based on the coordinates below, what transformation was most likely applied to the figure X, Y, Z in order to obtain these coordinates? All right, so reflection, let's see. Let's graph it and see. You need to be able to graph these. Okay, so I've got 5. So 5 is over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 and 6 is this right here. That's X. Okay, and so now it went from being 5, 6 to negative 5 and negative 6. So let's see which rotation is that. So if we reflect it across the X, that's this right here, then that means it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. So 1, 2, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. That means it's going to be down here. But look, it's the X value is still the same. Both of these change. It's still going to be positive 5 and then it's going to be negative 6. So it didn't flip over the X. Over the Y, if it flipped over the Y, that means you flipped it over this way. So that means that the Y is going to be the same, but the X is going to change. So no, neither one of these are right. So let's look at rotation. So let's rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. That's 90 to the right. So if I turn this picture 90 to the right, that's turning it this way. Look at where it's going to land. The X is still going to be the same. It's going to be a positive number, but it's just going down. So that ain't it. So move it back. And I'm going to turn it 180 degrees. So this is one turn. That's 90. 2 turns is completely upside down over here. This is going to be negative, negative. So yes, it's going to be a 180 degrees. It's going to be negative 5, negative 6. Both the X and the Y changes when it's 180 degrees. The number stays the same, but the X and the Y change when it's 180 degrees rotation. If you're doing, you see, if we flipped it, when I flipped it over the X axis, the X stayed the same, but the Y ended up being different. When I flip it over the Y axis, the Y stays the same and the X changes from a positive to a negative. So here, the best answer is going to be D. It's rotation of 180 degrees. Your signs change. Both signs change for X and Y. Even this one right here. You see how this is a negative and it goes from a negative to a positive? You see how this is a positive and it goes from a positive to a negative? That's always going to happen with the 180 degree rotation. Okay? All right. 13. Okay. Which transformation is most likely mapped? Okay. So this is the before the move, pre-image. This is the um, after the move. All right. So we know, look, honestly, this is a dilation. This is where it started. And then look how much bigger it got. So let's just pick one point to see how much larger it got big, because it went from being small to big. So it's an enlargement. You already know. This is an enlargement. That's right, as you can't even see what you're writing, honey. All right, this is an enlargement, right? You know that because it went from here to being expanded out. So it went from, this is the pre-image before because it has no tick marks, and this is the image after because it has tick marks. It's letting you know that it has performed one transformation because there's one tick mark. Okay, if it was multiple transformations, it would have multiple tick marks. Okay, all right. So now the U is before the move. U was at -1, 2, and positive up 1, 2, 3. That's where it was first. U prime is at 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can already tell from here to here it increased by multiplying by 2. But if you didn't know, the formula for scale factor and finding the scale factor, K represents scale factor, is going to be image divided by pre-image. So all you do is you're going to pick X, the X coordinates, or the Y. I'm going to choose the Y because the Y's are positive numbers. So I'm going to choose these two numbers to do my formula. You can choose either one, it doesn't matter. And from any one of these letters, as long as you choose V and V, W, W, X, X and X prime, Y and Y prime, you can't choose two different letters, okay? So here, our image out of these two numbers is going to be with the tick mark. So that's 6 on the top. And the pre-image is 3, where it started without the tick mark. So when you divide 6 divided by 3, that gives you 2. So it's going to be a dilation with a scale factor where K is equal to 2. So the answer here is going to be A. Okay. 14. Which transformation most likely maps C, D, E onto C prime, D prime, E prime? Okay. It looks as though this is a reflection because it's flipping. You can tell where C is versus where C prime is. You can tell where D is versus where D is versus where D prime is. So it looks like it's doing a flip. A flip is a reflection. These two right here. It's not a rotation. It's not just turning, but it's flipping. Well, what is it flipping over? It's flipping over the Y. This is where it's flipping over. So doesn't flip up, down. It flipped from left to right. So that's going to be your Y. It's flipping sideways. So that's going to be your Y. So B is going to be your best answer here. Okay. Please make sure that you did your best to show as much work as possible. Some problems you didn't have to show work on, and that is fine. Since I worked them out, I know which ones to do. Please make sure that you're studying. We have our EOG that's coming up. We're going to be doing sample questions this whole quarter to prepare ourselves. Again, please believe in yourself. Please work hard. If you have questions, please ask. All right. Ms. Reyes loves you and knows that you're going to do great. Have a good one, okay?